One day, Satan asked God to hand over Medjugorje to him, and in return, he would renounce the rest of the world. When Maria still lived with her parents, many pilgrims came to visit her to talk, especially Italians, as Maria was fluent in the language. She had received the gift of speaking Italian from the Gospa on her birthday, in April 1983, immediately after an apparition. A young Italian woman, tormented by the devil, had been in Medjugorje for a few days, and everyone avoided her because her behavior was disturbing. She had made a pact with Satan, participated in black masses, and engaged in sacrilegious activities, making her truly possessed. Maria, seeing the Mother of All Mercies every day, agreed to host her, recognizing that the girl sought peace and healing in Medjugorje. For a month, the Pavlovich family's life changed. The phenomena caused by the demon tormenting the girl were spectacular. Maria reacted without discouragement, surprised but unwavering in her peace and goodness. A passing priest also stayed with Maria during those days, and sparks flew between Satan and the ministerial priesthood. On one occasion, the priest wanted to pray secretly for the girl, as it was impossible to pray in front of her without provoking a violent reaction. While in his room, he took the opportunity to silently bless her from the other side of the door by making the sign of the cross with his hand. She violently opened the door and shouted, "Stop torturing me," to omit the profanity. Another time, when she was on the ground, suffering an internal hell, a friend of Maria stayed by her side to comfort her. Then, in her heart, she prayed to the Gospi to come herself to console and bless the girl. At that moment, the girl jerked as if burned with a hot iron and screamed, "Stop with your filthy prayers." But Maria had seen correctly. The simplicity of her welcome, patience, and everyone's prayer prevailed over the abominable. She eventually let go, and within a month, the girl was liberated and left for her country in peace. The age-old hatred between Satan and the Madonna is a very tangible reality in Medjugorje. I have recounted in the book Medjugorje, the War Day by Day, what happened to Jelena on the eve of August 5, 1984, the 2000th anniversary of the Madonna. However, my surprise was great when Jelena herself spoke to me about some messages about Satan, given by the Gospa to the leaders of her prayer group. Jelena was a very young teenager at that time, and Mary told her, "One day, Satan went to see God. He asked for Medjugorje, and in return, he would renounce the rest of the world." Jelena added, "Of course, God refused." The Gospa wanted to show us the crucial importance of Medjugorje in God's plans today, for the salvation of the world. We need to put this message into context. However, I was perplexed, even though I was convinced of Jelena's honesty. In fact, she had always shown sobriety and remarkable balance in the messages she reported. We are far from understanding God's plans through Medjugorje. The Gospa herself often said, "You do not understand my plans." Another scorching message would find confirmation from him. The Gospa had told Jelena, "Satan and his angels have left many places on earth to come and settle in Medjugorje to thwart my plans." At every moment, the Gospa informs us that Satan is active, that he wants to destroy us, that he is stronger than ever before. Like a provident mother, she tirelessly reminds us of the weapons Jesus has given us to overcome Satan, fasting and prayer. For our protection, she recommends blessed water. In Canada, a priest told me that he believed in Medjugorje when his parishioners started fasting after the pilgrimage. I speak to you as a priest. Fasting? You can always try to sugarcoat it. But none of us priests would have been able to convince anyone in our parish to fast. Today, they return from Medjugorje, and without saying anything, they start fasting 2 days a week. This fact has transformed the entire parish. For me, there is no doubt. It cannot be anything other than the Mother of God herself appearing there. A Roman exorcist came on a pilgrimage to Medjugorje. I asked him what, in his opinion, after 23 years of ministry, Satan's greatest commitment is today. "It is the destruction of the family," he said. "I have seen in Australia people organize it as adorers of the devil. They worship him to destroy families. I saw it with my own eyes. And it's even worse in Europe, where there are even more organizations wanting to destroy marriages, go to parliaments. Who respects marriage? Laws go against marriage. He defines the Madonna as the most powerful exorcist in the world, designated by God himself. According to him, there are many ways to alleviate and free people tormented by demons. For lay people, he recommends going with the person to a church, in front of a statue of the Madonna, blessed according to the church's rite, and praying the rosary with her. He has often seen how powerful the Mother of God is in overcoming Satan in hearts. This exorcist has also experienced the benefits of prayers in front of the exposed Blessed Sacrament. He accompanies the tormented person and asks her to look at the Eucharistic Jesus. Initially, the person does not want to, is not calm, and closes their eyes, but if they look at Jesus, they will be saved. The important thing is to continue to follow this person, allowing them to fill themselves with the knowledge and love of God. Exorcism formulas are reserved for priests. It would be dangerous for unprepared laypeople to address the demon directly. Another Medjugorje witness told me, "Medjugorje! It's Mary's heel. It is there that she crushes the serpent's head the most." Of the 6 visionaries, only Mirjana has seen Satan face to face, before an apparition of the Gospa. She was frightened. He seemed beautiful and seductive, but his eyes were red and full of hatred. Mirjana says she doesn't want to say anything now, but we'll talk about it later. "We all await the victory of the heart of Mary," she told me. I cannot ignore these words of Martha Robin to the philosopher Jean Guiton. Lucifer is always furious, but when the Madonna appears, he can do nothing against her. The Madonna is so beautiful, not only in her face, but also in her body. As for him, he can imitate everything, even the Passion, but he cannot imitate the Blessed Virgin. He has no power over her. When the Madonna appears, if he could see how he tumbles, he would burst into laughter. Why is Satan so furious with Medjugorje? Let us not forget that with every apparition, with every coming of the Madonna, Satan loses some of his power. That's why he has become so aggressive, explained the Gospa to Mirjana. Faithful can recite the prayer to Saint Michael the Archangel that Pope Leo XIII recommended to say after Mass. "O Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle, be our safeguard against the malice and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, thrust into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl about the world seeking the ruin of souls. Amen." In 1995, Pope John Paul II also recommended reciting this prayer after Mass. There is also a very powerful prayer invoking Mary as the Queen of Angels. Pope Pius X gave the imprimatur on June 18, 1908. "August, Queen of Heaven and Mistress of the Angels, you received from God the power and mission to crush the head of Satan. We humbly beg you to send the heavenly legions at your command to pursue demons, combat them everywhere, curb their audacity, and drive them into the abyss. Who is like God? O good and tender Mother, you will always be our love and our hope. O Divine Mother, send the holy angels to defend and keep us.